Welcome back to the League of Hustlers. In this episode, we're going to talk about how to write the perfect value proposition. Let's get it.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm your co host, CD Barnes.
And I'm HT.
All right, welcome to the League of Hustlers. Let's get right down to business. Let's prepare to prosper. All right, so very important component of your business strategy, of your service, your product, your delivery, period, is your value proposition. All right, so we're just going to go over a couple items to help you craft the perfect value proposition and a few things that just keep you on point with that. All right, big part of your business.
Major part. Major part. And this is we've the reason we decided to do this video is because we've seen a lot of people gravitating towards that one-page business plan video that we did. All right, those view
Right.
numbers are jumping out of the roof, and so we decided to just go a little bit deeper into each section of the one-page business plan to give a little bit more insight as to what's involved and how to really dig into each one of these pieces, because even though it is brief, you still don't want to shortchange yourself, right? So let's jump right into it. So first up, let me switch this over real quick. First up,
Yeah.
we want to show a definition of a value proposition, right? So, what is the definition of a value proposition? All right. So, as you can see right here, it says the first one is an innovation, a service, or feature intended to make a company or product attractive to customers. All right. An innovation, service, or feature intended to make a company or product attractive to customers. Okay, so what's your value proposition? All the while during this video, I want you to be thinking about what is your company's value proposition? What's your hustle's value proposition? Okay, how does it intend to make uh your customer happy, right? How do you intend to make your customer happy? What product are you giving them? What feature, what service are you offering them that is intended to make them happy? The second definition, all right, here's another definition, is a simple statement that summarizes why a customer would choose your product or your service. All right, again, a simple statement that summarizes why a customer would choose your product or service. Think about it. It's a value proposition. What value are you adding to the customer, right? What value are you giving them? What what product are you offering? What features are you offering? Right? So think about it, right? Your value proposition. Value proposition. How are you proposing to add value through your products, through your services, through your features? Okay. This is the core of any business. This is the core of any side hustle. This is the core of any product that you're selling, right? That's what people are buying. They're buying the value. They're giving you money for some type of value that you're providing them. So that's what we want to keep in the forefront of our minds. Okay. You want to pick up this next one?
Yeah. So uh, it's as simple as that, but how do you answer that? All right. So here's what you need to ask yourself. All right. What is your big promise? What are you promising to deliver your audience? What are you promising to deliver your consumers? Okay. And whatever this is going to be, what differentiates you from your competition. What kind of leads us into the next question that you can ask: what separates you from your competitors? Okay. And there's other questions you can ask as well, but just kind of go down this rabbit hole. All right. What are you promising and what makes you different? Why would I buy from you versus your competitor? What is, your edge? Is it, you're faster? Is it smarter? Do you have, a particular online service or feature? Is there an app associated with it? Is it green? Is it gluten free? Like whatever it is that differentiates you, that can make your audience connect more with what you are offering them. And really, you can go out to any big company, all right, or any profitable business at that, and just kind of look around, and see what it is they're promising, see what it is that they're saying is the difference between them and someone else.
Right.
For example, Walmart. What's the difference between, like, why would I shop at Walmart versus Target or some other store? And automatically you already know extra low prices, or they're promising that they're at least going to price, if you find a lower price, they're going to match it. All
Right.
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 Kind of getting ahead a little bit there with the examples, but that's kind of the lane you need to go down. Either you're promising it can be a cost savings, it could be a shipping savings, it can be, the value of the product, the value of the service. It could be something totally brand new to the market. And another component of this is like your niche, all
Right.
right, which is a big part of business anyway. This right here will help you niche down, and if you haven't already niched down, maybe consider doing that. Maybe consider niching down more. For example, if you're saying, I serve, you know, I don't know, dogs, I sell dog food, to dogs, you know. So your differentiating factor though may need to be something more specific. Like, I have food that's specifically for this specific breed of dog that's guaranteed to nourish them, with the proper nutrients that that particular breed needs. And
Yeah.
a lot of times it may feel like you are isolating yourself from a big part of the market and you're going to miss out a lot of money when you do that. But it's reported, businesses in general, that when you niche down in that way, that's when you really actually, begin to bloom and blah. That's when your business can flourish. And it's because your audience, that value proposition, your audience is going to value, what you're offering even more so.
Yeah, and that's a good point. A lot of people get it confused, and people want to reach the masses, right? And they want
Right.
to, include everyone in their marketing. And who's your customer? And they'll tell you, if you ask them who's their customer, they'll be like, everybody's my customer. Anybody that'll pay
Everybody
me.
with money.
Anybody with money is like, nah, you don't want to. You don't want to just include, when it comes to marketing, you don't want to just market to everybody, right? And that's what CD was making mention of. It's like you got to target specific groups. And so what happens is that when you have that laser focus on a specific group of people, what tends to happen is that that group of people ends up being like your biggest supporters in the beginning. And what they'll do is they'll go out and start spreading the word about you, right? But if you try to market to everyone, you can't have a cohesive message. You see what I'm saying? So the logic behind this is to have a very specific, directed message that targets one particular type of person, right? You're giving one particular type of person value, right? You're proposing value to them. That's what a value proposition is all about. So,
Right.
and based off of that, then you can branch out, right? So once you have that core customer base, then you can branch out, right? But we want to target, we want to niche down. You'll hear people say niche down, niche this, niche that. So we want to niche down. We want to target a specific customer base with a value proposition, right? And we'll talk about that in one of the later parts of the business model canvas. This is just part one. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure that you leave a comment and share the video, and so that you'll be notified about part two. So make sure you subscribe so that you'll be notified about part 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 of the business model canvas. All right, now moving into the examples. So what we wanted to do is just show you a few examples of value propositions that is coming from sumo.com. Sumo.com, if you don't know, is a really, 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 really good resource for all things marketing, all things digital marketing. All right. And they have tons of different resources on them. Check them out. But one that they have is a list of different examples of value propositions. Okay. And what we want to do is just to talk about some of these and kind of go into each one and talk about what makes them strong, and just to give you guys a general feel about how a value proposition is structured and how you want to communicate it in a way that your customers will really, really identify with. All right. So the first one here is from Trello. Right. And this is their value proposition. So first, they're starting out with saying who they are. So Trello is a free, flexible, and visual way to organize anything with anyone. Right. Then look at this next line. It says, drop the lengthy email threads, out of date spreadsheets, no longer so sticky notes and clunky software for managing your projects. Trello lets you see everything about your project in one single glance. All right. And so hone in on that last sentence. Trello lets you see everything about your project in one single glance. Right. That's their value proposition. You see how that works? So they're saying that with Trello, when you use Trello, right, you'll be able to see everything about your project in one single glance. That's their big promise. And that's a pretty big promise, right?
Right.
You're talking about a whole project, and you're telling me that I'll be able to see everything about it in a single glance, right? Sounds interesting. Let me try it out. I've used Trello before, and it's really cool. And have you used it too?
Yeah, I've used it. It is pretty good. One thing I want to point out about that value proposition, though, is the first thing to kind of reel you in, and this is a marketing component of it. But Trello is the free number one. They're letting you know right off the bat, you're going to get all of this stuff, and it's free. Of course, there's no way they can stay in business by giving out free services. So you do have to kind of pay for the upgrades and the extras once you actually get there. But this is their value proposition. I think this is a great one. It is free, it is flexible,
Yep.
and you can see everything in a single glance. It's a great value proposition. They definitely got me.
Yeah,
I
man.
don't use it currently, but I signed up at one point in time.
Right. So that value proposition landed, right? And
It landed, yeah.
it created a customer out of you, right? So here's another one. This is for WordPress, right? So WordPress, create your new website for free. WordPress.com is the best place for your personal blog or business site. Now, this is kind of general, but it's a big promise that they're making, saying like, hey, WordPress.com is the best place. They're saying that they're the best place for your personal blog or business site, right? And we've all heard of WordPress. WordPress is pretty huge, right? Millions of customers, right? Let's find another one. Mint. I've used Mint before, right? Mint, here's Mint's. Be good with your money. From the big picture to the details that matter. Effortlessly manage your cash flow, budgets, and bills from one place. Again, a big promise, right? And you have to deliver. Now, once you make this big promise with your value proposition, you have to deliver. That's another key. Okay, so make sure that you can deliver on your value proposition. All right. So
And we talk about that a lot, but that's a whole nother episode. But setting up your system, your business in a way that you have the framework and structure to actually support your big promise. All right. But this is definitely a great one. Effortlessly manage your cash flow, budgets, and bills from one place. Sign up
Right.
for free. You know, So when you're with at these are some great examples when you're looking at your business, your side hustle, whatever it is that you're preparing to launch. Get out there, look at the examples, and this is what's going to make you grow. This is what's going to bring in your customers, and it's almost like an elevator pitch. This is that
Right.
one liner that should tell everything about what you can offer to a person and why they need to choose you, and basic as quick and concise as possible, which is why they call it an elevator pitch. From one floor to the next, you're in the elevator, just you and your ideal customer, and they say, "Hey, how are you? What is it that you do?" And you need to be able to essentially sell to them immediately. And you got only a few seconds to do so. So you need that quick, hard hitting one liner that sums up everything you do, but it needs to be descriptive enough to differentiate you from your competition.
Just like that.
Just like that. So here's a
Here's
good
another
one.
one.
Yep.
A skill.
Skillshare. Go
Mm-hmm.
ahead. Go ahead. Take it.
No, you got it.
Learn new creative skills. Explore thousands of online classes in design, photography, business, and more. Get started. So right away, as simple as that. Learn new creative skills. Anybody in the market for learning new creative skills understands that this is a place that they can come and get the info they need. They have thousands of classes, and then they list out the different segments that these classes are going to be in. To me, this is a strong one, but from a marketing perspective, they're not giving me anything up front to make me click that button. The ones that we talked about in the earlier examples, they all had that clickbait component to let you know we have something free, you know, something we're offering, a trial version, or something free to pull the person in. Kind of like when you're in the food court at the mall and you may pass one of the places, the wok places, and they're handing out the free samples. You don't even want. I never want it. Really, I'm always trying to really go somewhere else. And then they hand it to you. It's hot. It's freshly prepared, and it's delicious. And you're like, you know what? That was good. I'll go ahead and buy a plate. And essentially, but you can work that into your value proposition, and that's what we refer to as lead generation, which is really a whole nother topic. But you can mingle that into your value proposition as well to actually make it even more powerful. So
Yep. That's good. Let's find another one. Zapier is a little too technical. SoundCloud, right? We've all heard of SoundCloud.
everybody knows
So,
that.
yeah. So listen to this one. Find the music you love, discover new tracks, connect directly with your favorite artists. So, boom, find the music you love, discover new tracks, connect directly with your favorite artists. Those last two sentences are very particular, in my opinion, to SoundCloud, right? It's always with SoundCloud, it is in my head, even before seeing this, and this is actually my first time seeing their value proposition.
Yeah.
I've always thought of SoundCloud as a place to discover new tracks, right? Or like unheard music or
Right.
unsigned artists and stuff like that. And then connect directly with your favorite artists. That's another piece of SoundCloud where you can message people, you can interact with them in ways that you can't really on like Apple Music or Play Music or any of these other platforms, Tidal. And so that's pretty cool, right? And that's a big promise that they're saying, like, hey, we're going to provide this platform where you can interact with your favorite artists. And also we're going to allow you to discover new tracks. Okay. and find music you love. Okay, so that's another one. So when you're formulating your own value proposition, like CD said, go out, look at different examples, right? Ask yourself those two main questions. All right, ask yourself those two main questions. The first one is, what's the big promise? Remember. All right, the second one is, what separates you from your competitors? All right, so when you're asking yourself those two big questions, then you're going to come and create a really captivating sentence, or, you know, couple of sentences that really pulls and draws your customer in. Speak directly to them, right? Just speak directly to them. What would your customer want to hear? Don't just tell them anything, though. Give them, or be able to deliver on your big promise, but make sure that you effectively convey that value proposition. Okay, make sure that it connects with your ideal customer. All right, another one, constant contact. This is an email service provider. So there's this, be a marketer, right? All it takes is constant contact email marketing. All it takes to be a marketer. That's what they're saying. They're saying, hey, their big promise is that, hey, if you want to be a marketer, all you need is constant contact email marketing. It's like, okay, you know, and if you've used their platform, you'll see that they have tons of different features inside of constant contact, right? So just just be sure to look around at different companies' value propositions. First and foremost, be sure to ask yourself those questions, right? That's another thing. And be sure that you understand what a value proposition actually is, okay? Because this is critical to your business. This is critical to your business plan. This is critical to your customers. It's critical to pretty much every other piece of your business. All right?
Yeah, absolutely. And one other thing though that I just kind of want to add on the end of this, man, if it doesn't matter whether you are a business owner, whether you're just working on your side hustle, or if you're just a career professional, okay? You are an individual and you have value to offer. All right. So even if you're not functioning as a business, as an entrepreneur, you may not even want to be an entrepreneur. All right. You can craft a personal value proposition, like your elevator pitch, period. You know, I am a truck driver and I make your own value proposition. You know, I guarantee I guarantee the fastest, safest, whatever it is. Craft your own personal value proposition. I mean, like, it's very helpful, man. Number one, to just position yourself in a way that you can describe the type of value that you're providing, regardless of what room you're about to walk into. Whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're a professional, you may be just dating. You may be out in the world just dating, man. And you,
What's your value proposition?
what are you bringing to the table? You know what I mean? Before you trying to jump in relationships with people, it's like, not necessarily that you need to say, hey, this is my value
What do you?
proposition. This is what I can do. Yeah, this is what I can do for you. But really though, what value are you bringing? So be aware of that and be able to articulate that, when it's time to do so. It's just really about being prepared, regardless. It's not just for entrepreneurs. It's very valuable. But that's it. Those are the key questions to ask yourself. How to write a winning value proposition. There you go.
Yeah. And as always, it really helps if you guys would subscribe. Definitely like the video if you found something helpful. Definitely share it. If you know an entrepreneur who could use this information, feel free to hit that share button. Definitely subscribe if you're not already. We're growing, right? We're growing slowly but surely. And, you know, before long, we'll look up and, you know, there's no telling where we'll be at. So help us get the word out there. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend about the League of Hustlers. All right. Make sure you check out the shop as well. We forgot to mention that.
Right.
We have shop.leagueofhustlers.com where we have different gear, but more importantly, we have free digital downloads of templates. In particular, we have a download of the one-page business plan. All right, the
Right.
League of Hustlers one-page business plan derived from the business model canvas. All right, and we simplified that mug, we broke it down, we have questions in there that you can ask yourself and you can just fill it out. And then from there, you can create the one-page business plan. But this video is part one, all right, of, you know, a breakdown of that whole one-page business plan. Check out the old video that we did on the one-page business plan. It's really helpful. But other than that, stay tuned, stay locked in, and we will be back with part two of the one-page business plan series to really dive deep. What's the next part, bro? Do you know? I can't
Um,
remember. Let me see if I can pull it up real
value
quick.
prop. No, I don't. I don't have the template in front of me.
Customer, your target market, of course, right? So the
Right.
next one is your customer segments. Okay, so stay tuned for
That
part
niche.
two, and we're going to talk about your customer segments or your target market, your niche audience that you're going to go after. All right. So signing off. It's been another dope episode of the League of Hustlers. So hit us up if you have any questions as usual. And on that note, we're out.